Hi, folks. Good morning and welcome to All for United. I am your host, Joe O'Neill. I'm here with two incredible guests. Well, they better be incredible. Kartik and Alan. Big shout out, lads.
How are we?
I am very,
Hello,
very
guys.
cold.
Yeah.
As you might see, I do have a Man United jersey on. It's underneath, a pinky red jumper, so I'm still representing a little bit. Because it is very, very cold right now, and it's very early in the morning, and I'm very annoyed about Man United constantly. So I'm going to get heated up over the next 30 minutes or so. Our first topic of today is Kartik's favourite position. Is our wonderful, fingers crossed, incoming left back to save us from another season of misery. Well, save us from Kartik being miserable all season. What are your thoughts on, first of all, the Alex Telles deal, and mainly the fact that we, shock her, seemingly just can't get it done, So we'll start with you, Kartik.
Yeah, we are personal terms agreed FC. We seem to agree personal terms with everyone and just not agree a fee with the club. It's like we're talking to every player. We go up to a club and we go, you know what? I want this player. And they go, okay, we'll give you permission to talk to this guy. Go agree your terms and come back to me. We'll agree a fee. Go speak to him. That conversation takes about 2 minutes. We go, right, okay, we're giving you this much. Done. Okay. You know what it's like? It's like Indian arranged marriages. That's what it's like. That's what it's like. We go to the girl wants it, and when we go to the parents, it all crumbles. That's what it is.
Then it comes to the round table conference as well.
Exactly.
I genuinely don't know how much of this is the truth or taking the piss. But I'm loving every second of it, if I'm being honest. But okay, how important, Adam, we'll come to you on this now. How important is it for us to get this guy in? Because we seem to have Telles, again, personal terms sorted, but we can't get the fee covered. And then we're looking at the guy, I can't pronounce his name even, the guy from Ajax, who I was looking at. Yeah, thank you. I will get to a question now in a second, but I just have to come back into my mind. I was watching a interview yesterday with who is the Vickers and your man that's in South America, and it's Andy Vickers and Adam. You know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about anyway, and I'm sure someone will. Actually, I'll go to the comments. Sorry. If anyone knows who I'm talking about, please post in the comments. If I'm just being an idiot, you're saying that anyway. But he posted in saying that between Telles and this guy, and I presume the Ajax guy, like everyone in Ajax, is like 19, but it turns out he's 28. And is just like a left back, and he just looks a little bit graceful going forward, but that's basically it. So kind of our last chances at going at Telles. So for you, Alan, how important is it for us to get this over the line with Telles?
Well, like Joe, you said, right, moving forward, Telles is good at that, putting in those crosses into the box. That's been lacking ever since we've been having Luke Shaw playing in, but Luke Shaw is better defensively, you can argue, but Telles moving forward, like the modern fullbacks these days, they move forward, they play front foot. And another aspect as well, if you saw the Sevilla game against Sevilla game last Europa League, even if it was from our right-hand side where Sergio Reguilon came in with an overlapping run, you could see that Victor Lindelof stepped up. He wasn't aggressive enough to stop the move. Blocking that pass coming in. Maybe someone like Telles, who goes more on the front foot, who's more aggressive to come out to put that first tackle in. That can help us when that transition comes from the wide into the box. So I think more aggressive than Luke Shaw. That's the word I can use here. That'll really help us. Yeah, and it'll be good competition for Luke Shaw as well. So that's the main aim here.
Well, what I can know of from Telles coming from Portugal is just that he seems to be an assist king for left back. And people will say the Portuguese league doesn't count. Well, look at Bruno Fernandes. So it can happen. There can be a transition. But I am dying, Kartik. Please go wax lyrical about Alex Telles for us.
Yeah, no, Alex Telles is in every way better than Luke Shaw. Maybe defensively he could be improved upon, but quite frankly, we're buying. Well, yeah, exactly. We're buying a left back based on his attacking contribution, because if we have one right back in Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's probably the best defensive fullback in our club, he is, then you can have a little imbalance because you need you need one fullback that's going to be attacking. So if we're going to focus on one fullback being defensive and try and improve his ability going forward, then let's get the complete opposite at left back. So we can have a little, I'm struggling to find the word, but an imbalanced back four where one goes forward and the other three slot in as a back three.
Yes.
And that could work for us really well, but it just depends on the formation that we play. Because if we are looking at a right winger, then having a fullback like Wan-Bissaka at right back, who's going to be focused more defensively, makes sense. While Rashford on the left is going to cut inside, and attacking fullback makes sense over there. So the deal makes sense. It's just whether we can get it done. Now the Tagliafico story, it's just, I said it yesterday, it's a classic thing. Like only United would need an alternative to an alternative.
Oh. Yeah. I saw your tweet about that the other day, and it's so true. It's so like our inability to get any deal over the line. It is like it does not make any sense how we can be the biggest club in the world and make one signing when every team around us has improved where they need to. Like I thought Liverpool were going to go maybe this transfer window and have only bought maybe that left back because, to be honest, they don't really need to. And then the one position they did need to, they just got it sorted. They took their time and they did it. And then they got Jota out of nowhere. Do you know, they've improved where I didn't think they needed to improve and where they did need to improve. It's so embarrassing. What's this? We need both Shaw and Tellez, our squad to improve, which is what we need. Well, look, no one's talking about getting rid of Luke Shaw. Well, Cartig is.
But
it's just about improving. And I was kind of going into this thinking we didn't. When the season finished last season, I was happy enough with Brandon Williams, even though I know he's a right-footed left back, and I was like, he's 19, he's going to improve. But it's kind of over the last couple of weeks when I've realised we're not going to get the centre midfielder I want or the centre back that I want, that I kind of realised that we do actually need a left back because we need to improve on basically having two left-footed playing left back. It's ideal. So Alan, what are your thoughts on what's going to happen to Brandon Williams now?
I think he'll act as a cover to. He'll basically be an understudy to Wan-Bissaka as a right back. I think that's the first thing that comes into our mind, being a right footer, and I feel that's the main thing here because Telles will give a direct competition to Luke Shaw, and I feel like Telles has one more quality that is to put in good set pieces.
Yeah,
taking in good corners. Usually we see Bruno Fernandes the one who's taking in both the left as well as the right side corner. So Telles can take he can take responsibility on one side and Bruno can take responsibility on the other side. So I think the attacking inputs wise, I feel Telles gives a lot into the team compared to Brandon Williams here.
But guys, please sound off in the comments all your thoughts and everything we're discussing and what we're going to discuss. But with for you, Carty, with Brandon Williams, I can't remember, did he play right back at all last season?
He played a couple of games of right back. Yeah.
Do you think that's where he's going to be naturally? Because I can't imagine Fosu Mensah being our covering right back going into the new season.
Yeah, I think more than likely it will be Brandon who covers at right back, just simply because I don't think Ollie seems to fancy Dallo, and I think he seems to be on the way out. But what worries me about Brandon is if we sign a left back, I presume that his future will be at left back, but he'll just cover at right back this season because obviously we've got Ethan Laird coming through. Yes. And if you all think that Brandon Williams is good, Ethan Laird probably is better already and has a higher ceiling, and we've just not seen him yet.
That's something to look forward to, this is one we can all agree on. We really need Matt Judge out of the negotiation tables. Absolutely. You got it in one. I think the most horrendous thing, to kind of go slightly off topic, but on that, is when Evra said that he wouldn't name the whoever the club was, but he said a high-ranking member of this club came to him and said, "Get your negotiator to answer his phone."
I've got an interesting story about Matt Judge. A couple of seasons ago, United were linked with we were looking at fullbacks, and I think it was Hakimi who came to England. He spoke to Spurs. He was still on loan with Dortmund, so he spoke to Spurs, and then he spoke to United, and Matt Judge didn't know who he was. He went to Spurs, had a full tour of the ground with Pochettino, came to United, sat down in front of Matt Judge, and Matt Judge literally went, who's this guy?
Oh, my God. My God. That's our club, lads. That's our club. That's the people running it. That has genuinely shook me to my core. horrendous.
I think Matt Judge went to the Luton game thinking that it was cricket instead of football. I think,
Oh, man.
seriously.
Okay. Just to move on to something slightly more optimistic. Okay, we're moving on to our soon-to-be world-class Ballon d'Or winner, Mason Greenwood. Ollie came out during the week after the Luton game and said that it looks like his future is at number 9 if he can just improve one aspect of his game, and that aspect is his heading. But now, my first thought on this is, like, we've been discussing for years, like, first of all, suitability. Cardi, do you think that's the natural progression that he's going to be a number 9? Do you agree
100%. Yeah. All the goals he scored for the academy were from that position. In terms of what Ollie said, in terms of what does he need to improve to get to that, I think it's a lot more than just his heading ability. I think there's still a lot to be desired with his physicality, and I think he is improving that slowly. He'll learn the typical number 9 movements, the typical number 9 kind of hold-up play and bouncing it off and going into the box.
Yeah.
But definitely that is his natural progression. I think he'll be a beast if he puts on a bit more muscle.
And he is huge already. Alan, wait, first of all, morning, Mark. How are you? Everyone say morning to Mark.
Morning, Mark.
Good morning, Mark.
You're all very polite. Thank you. Alan, your thoughts on Greenwood moving into number 9?
Yeah, absolutely. I would take him a number 9, giving good competition to Martial as well. But first, we need that right winger sorted out before we move him to number 9. So number 9, he's. I feel Mason's done well playing on the right side. Cutting inside, and then his unpredictability, which foot he'll be using to shoot from that tight ankle. That really helps us. That really saved our ass, against Bournemouth, teams like that. And I feel those crosses coming in, we saw Dan James playing, right? Most of the time he puts in crosses for no reason, and no one comes to find those crosses inside the box. I feel Mason Greenwood is someone who can find those crosses inside the box. Sheffield game, he scored a goal, a tap in, I believe, coming in wide. So, that predatorial instinct is there in Mason Greenwood to be the number 9 at United.
Yeah, I saw an interesting stat, which I'm definitely going to mess up. And by the way, the journalist I was thinking about earlier on was Tim Vickery, not Alan. Or
ESPN
yeah. But it was something like Greenwood's goals last season had him, I think, like 11th in the top goal scoring charts or something like that. But his expected goals was 73.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane return for an 18-year-old. Like, insane. That does not make any sense whatsoever. But on the same front as Greenwood going to number 9, like, what my thoughts always kind of go to is with Martial. Like, when everyone kind of expected him to eventually be our starting number 9, what does that mean for Martial going forward? Because we know maybe it'll be 2 or 3 seasons before Greenwood is not at his peak, but at the position where he can actually take that. But, like, do we still see a long-term future for Martial, or is it just 3 or 4 years? What do you guys think? We'll start with you, Carter.
Yeah, 100%. Martial still has a future at United. I think his long-term future is, but I think from the fact that we've been looking at different types of strikers, looking at because obviously last season we were looking at people like Josh King, people like Odi Nagalo obviously signing, obviously looking at Erling Haaland. I think there's still a bit more that Ole wants to do with the striker position. I think he's okay with Martial for now. He's trying to get as much as he can out of him. But the moment that Erling Haaland becomes a bit bored at Dortmund, he's going to go back in for him, I reckon. Yeah. And Mason Greenwood will be his understudy. I think it'll be those two. I definitely think that Haaland story is not done yet. I think Ole is fully convinced that he's going to get him at United if he has enough time at the club.
It would be such a shame if, like, we have our only ever Norwegian manager, and the first time in history since Solskjaer that they actually have a really good Norwegian striker, and we can't put the two of them together, and the two of them work together at Molde. Like, it just can't not happen for us.
It will happen. I think we're a couple of years off it, but I think it will. Yeah. But when that happens, that's when you've got to question Martial, because I think when it comes to a decision between Martial and Greenwood to keep in the squad, Ollie picks Greenwood every day.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with that. Alan, what are your thoughts on it? Martial's future? Long-term future, I mean.
Yeah, I think Martial will keep his position for 2 years, I guess, because he's been a big game player. When it comes to big games such as Chelsea, Man City, he's scored goals there. he's put in assists. So last season he's given us that statement. He's shown us what he can do out there in big stages. So we'll have to see when it comes to Champions League how he's gonna perform moving forward. So there'll be a lot of games this season. Champions League will be one. It'll be an important factor, seeing how our players will react to it going against big clubs, rather than we played Europa League, where we played teams like Astana. No disrespect to them, but games were games were not the same quality as that of Champions League. So we'll see a lot more from our players there.
But look, lads, look at our defence. We could be back in the Europa League any fucking day now. Do you know what I mean? But with my thoughts on Martial is I'm still not 100% convinced by him. I just think he had a great season last season when all the fate was put into him, and eventually happened when we got Bruno. But other than, I know Ben thinks he's the best running at a player in the world, which I just think, Ben, you are a lunatic for thinking that. But hey, each their own, all right? But I just think there's still a lot more, and he needs to be consistent. We were really let down by him for the quarterfinal in Copenhagen and the semi-final against Sevilla, that he was just taking too much out of the ball and not doing anything with it. And he's getting on now. I know he's 23 and 24, that he needs to start laying down and showing a bit of conviction and actually putting the ball away. He needs to get a good 6 or 7 games in a row where he's doing that. So until then, I think his place is always up for grabs. And I think the main thing, I'd love if we got, I hate saying the swear word of every video, but Sancho, because we need Greenwood not to be pushing Sancho on the right wing for that position, but also being behind Martial. So he knows Agallo's never going to come in, you know, and I'm actually thinking, I don't even know what we're doing with Agallo now. I know this is slightly off topic again, but
he looks so off the pace at the minute.
So off the pace. And he was good when we got him, and he was kind of everyone's favorite bad player, because he was he just came on and just threw weight around and ended up scoring against terrible teams. And we're we love you. This is great. But now it's that's kind of sad now.
It's just a bit. It's just gone flat, hasn't it? I remember when he first came in, it was 6 goals and 6 starts, and we were buzzing. This guy's sick.
Yeah, it didn't matter if it was Derby or Club Brugge. It was just go on Agallo. But the thing is, I think they
when he came
until,
when he came in, he had training with the Taekwondo team and all Great Britain's in order to get up those physicality levels on top. So that was the passion he had to play for United. But now we can't. Now we are not seeing all those in him, because we have other players out there, Greenwood and all, who's doing better than him. So
who are actually good players, But Agallo, we have him until January, and I think if we get himself in for right wing, we have Greenwood behind there. I'd say they probably won't cancel a deal early, but they'll get rid of him in January. And we'll give him a testimony instead of Phil Jones. I think more people will show up to that one than Phil Jones.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Out of pure crap. Greb 13, why do we sack managers but not people behind the scenes? Because the people behind the scenes make the decisions, and that's just it. Yep. Unfortunately. What's his name? Ed Woodward makes the Glazers lots of money every year, so until that doesn't become a factor, he's going to be there. And that's how we transition skillfully as a host.
Nice segue.
Final topic. See that? That's a nice segue. You did that run very early in the morning. Man United are set to make a record loss due to the COVID. It looks like we are going to make 100 loss from matchday revenues and all the money that brings in. The nearest rival to us in that loss is Arsenal at 122 million. I'm going to give my thoughts on this in a little bit, but Alan, will we go to you on how do you think this will affect the club?
Well, it will definitely affect the club, because we're going to face 140 million if it goes the same as the 2018 season with the progress in Champions League and all. But I still believe we will get a good amount of revenue, because about 80% of our revenue comes from non-match day revenue income. So I feel broadcasting revenue is going to hit up, because it's been the thing right now. Everyone's watching from a TV or they live stream through an OTP. So I feel they'll earn a good chunk of money through broadcasting rights, up to 500 to 12 million quid. So I feel they can the club can sustain with that, and I don't think that's a good excuse to say that we are losing a good amount of income, but still we are making a lot out of broadcasting compared to the other clubs in the Premier League as well.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And with the broadcasting rights, the money will go up on that because, like, Sky announced that every game in September would be played so everyone could watch it. And I remember people being like, oh, that's so nice of them. And I was like, no, that's so they can maximize the amount of people watching every match. You know, there's nothing friendly, there's nothing nice about these broadcasting companies. It's just about to make as much money as possible. Shock horror. But Carter, what are your thoughts on this 140 million loss?
I smell a brief.
Yes.
I don't think there is a loss at all. I think it's an absolute load of nonsense because the biggest club in the world supposedly does not lose that much money. Either it's being lost into pockets or it's just not being lost at all. I smell a lot of creative accounting. I smell a lot of I don't know, just tomfoolery, just trying to fool us all and trying to convince us that we are poorer than we actually are. We're trying to show that we're the biggest club in the world, but we're behaving like the smallest club in the world. We're behaving like Wigan, and Wigan are in terrible, terrible conditions at the minute. And we're behaving like a club that does not have any finances. And I know for a fact that if we were to go and ask these sort of questions, if anyone was to if any decent journalist decided to ask a decent question about this, which they won't, if they did, the answer would be that the impact of not having furloughed staff is playing into this reason, because United chose not to furlough staff. They chose to cover the cost themselves. 100% they will throw that in the faces and go, you know what, we didn't furlough staff. We decided to do the right thing. We paid all our staff, whatever, this and that, and this is why we're making so much losses. Bullshit. Sorry for swearing.
No, you're dead right. Absolutely, it is bullshit. And it's that thing as well that when anytime people do something like big companies, big clubs, anything, they put out this statement saying, oh, we didn't furlough our staff. It's always for their benefit down the road. It's never like just because we're sound. It's how can this benefit us in the future? Where will this buy us credit? I'm going to put up a post that should make us all angry. We should all subscribe to MUTV to contribute. Greb 13, that is never going to happen, okay? That is Glazer propaganda 101. We are never, no one, please, anyone watching this right now, all 10,000 of you, do not give any money to MUTV. Ever.
Forget supplying the Glazers. It's just terrible content.
Oh, it's terrible content as well. It's terrible content. It is terrible. Like,
it is.
Apart from Sam, because I love Sam. Sam's brilliant.
Oh, Sam is great.
I love Sam. Apart from Sam and Stam and Dave, it's terrible.
Okay, that's okay. Anyone else you want to?
That's it. I just empty.
But on the here we go to tell us okay, here we go with tell us.
Does not look like Fabrizio Romano. Get it off my screen.
But
no, I actually agree with Dylan there. I think we are close with the Tellers deal because
we are.
I think
James Ducker reported yesterday, right, saying that United are trying to cut short the money, 40 million release clause from Porto into 20 million. So I think it's coming close because Ducker is Woodward's mouthpiece. So he's pretty brave there to come out that.
Like Tellez won 27 million because of Jorge Mendes and George Mendes, and someone else, agent fees and a third party.
It is a Javi.
Yeah, they won 20 million, but Porto won 20 million, and the extra 7 million is going to them. So they also have to pay 10% of Galatasaray. And United are like, no. And I'm just like, just pay the money. Get rid of Smalling, okay? Buy Sancho and buy the left back. It's that easy. Okay.
Can we discuss that, by the way? The 18 million that we supposedly want for Smalling is exactly the difference between our valuation of Sancho and Dortmund's value of Sancho. Why are we trying to sell players to buy Jadon Sancho? What is going on?
I don't know.
We are Manchester United. We do not need to sell players to buy people. We're United. What are we doing? Are we in the Championship? We're in the Premier League. We're in the bloody Champions League. We've just had Champions League money. What's going on?
But we're skint. It's the COVID. Remember, we put everyone on furlough.
I'm skint.
You lose 140 million pounds.
I'm skint, not Man United.
But yes, we are all skint, okay, and not Man United. But like that 140 million, I am completely on board with Kartik. We are not losing that much. That's creative accounting. That is just That's just a way of getting out of, or maybe we're trying to buy. Look, I think it's an excuse. If we don't end up buying Sancho, it's because we don't have 140 million. Yeah, but you're still making close to $1 billion every year. So I don't care. I don't care. Okay, no one's buying it. Marcus, a comment here. Wouldn't you want to make sure you had sold something to ensure you purchased something at the other end with your own finances? Mark, we're trying to rant here, okay? Stop them in.
Get out of here with your logic.
Yeah, with your logic. We don't need that this early in the morning, okay? Yeah, guys, I think on this, the 140 million, I might be wearing a tinfoil hat, but I think it's absolute bollocks. Oh, this might be a fun comment. We need to we will need to sound and look poor after Ed's past statement. Sancho should be a deadline day deal. Okay, cool. Thank you, Marcus. Sorry, I sound like Yoda. I know, bro. That's good. Thanks, Mark. But yeah, look, guys, 140 million doesn't make a difference. We have money. We should be out buying everyone. That's not even an argument. But before we finish up, we're going to just touch very briefly. They're doing a Brighton United game preview on this evening. Make sure to keep in touch with that. All for United, everyone out there, comment, like, and subscribe to the page. What do you think the result will be on the weekend? Kartik, what do you think?
I think that a football match will take place, goals will be scored, and the results at the end will be a win, draw, loss.
You are a son of a bitch, okay? and thank you so much for that. You know what? You're taking Greb's answer. You're taking a 2-1, and you're sticking to that, okay? I don't even know if it's 2-1-2, but I'm going to, you know what? Because it's you, I'm going to give a 2-1 to Brighton, all right? Little bollock here. Alan, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll give 3-1 to United. 3-1.
3-1. That's a good shout. And Greb is coming back in.
He's done 2-1. It's 2-1 United. Yeah. There you go.
No. You're getting 2-1 Brighton now. All right? That's the end. It's not coming back. I don't know. Brighton won 3-0 against Newcastle. I think they lost the first game. I can't really remember. But Aaron Connolly scored
against Palace. Yeah, 1-0.
No, that was Southampton.
No, Chelsea. They lost.
3-1. Yeah. So I think if clean sheet of Bailly starts, might be a red card if Bailly starts as well. Yeah, that's a good shout. I'm going to say 2-0 United. I'm going to say who will I say will score? I'll say Fernandez and Bailly will score.
Leon Bailey's not signed for us yet. I don't know what's wrong with that.
You're so mean, all right?
I'm joking. I know.
Poor Greb. Greb's been on your side all morning.
I'm joking, Greb.
No, he hates you. He hates everyone. Cool, guys. Thanks so much for joining me today. Kartik, do you have anything you want to plug?
My Twitter should be on the screen and my YouTube channel. If you search me up, you'll find me.
Alan, anything you want to plug?
Yes, my Twitter handle is given below as well. You can follow me.
Alan, Jacob, buy overhead kick from 30 yards. I think
yes, Jacob.
Absolutely, yes. Jacob. Grab, have a good day too.
Have a good day.
Joe O'Neill, Acting Joe on Twitter, Joe Your Own Way on Instagram, Joe O'Neill on YouTube. Find all my short films. They're amazing and very funny and class. And subscribe to my channel, you bunch of losers.
I'm going to do that right now.
Yeah, do it right now. Go ahead. While I have you on camera. All right, guys. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Keep on the channel and keep out for all our good content. Thank you very much.